Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I have a chance to sit down with Nick, one of the co-founders of Elly, a next generation AI recruitment platform that has a sole mission to help us recruiters get their time back so we can focus on what we do best, creating human to human interactions, communication, and relationships. Everything from coordinating to logistics to interviewing to note taking to even writing those job descriptions. Every single one of those pieces take minutes minimum per day to hours. And Nick is really excited to show us how he's using cutting edge AI to allow recruiters to be recruiters that focus on all these other activities that suck away our time. I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to do a deep dive in screen share and show you some of the most exciting features that Ellie has to offer and also give you a little bit of teaser of what to expect with Ellie into the future. Hope you enjoy.
So within Ellie, there's a lot of stuff you can do, like I talked about, right? And we have a few core functions built into the product from like individual AI agents. And then we have this broader recruiting platform that somebody can use it as a full stack ATS too. And I do think the core of the product from day one has always been focused on that value of conversational data, right? And so out of the box, you can use Ellie as your note taker to join certain calls. We've been doing a lot of AI screening in this test environment, so people can test it there. You can build out templates for your notes. But the reality is that is just this core data that we think if you're going to be using an ATS or some system of record moving forward, you need to have that data in there. And it's so valuable. It can unlock so much efficiency within your process. But outside of that, I'm going to take you through a couple of the core flows within Ellie as a platform. We're going to create a job. I'll walk you through how we create jobs and how Ellie is a participant in that, build out a whole pipeline and job, how Ellie reviews applications. I'll show you how it creates an AI interviewer. And then we'll touch on a few other things as well. And Preston, obviously, I'll be driving here and I'm sure I'll be, going on soliloquies. Please hop in with questions so that people aren't just hearing my voice the whole time. But let's start and let's actually build out a new job with Ellie. So Ellie can take a kickoff call that you had with your team. I actually don't have any on this demo account right here. And Ellie will take all that data from that conversation and we'll start building out the job from there. But since I don't have that, we can say, we're starting from scratch, right? So SDR, in office, NYC, 1 to 3 years of experience, just basic details about this. Let's just start there and we'll click create a job. And what Ellie is going to do is Ellie's actually going to process that, do some research, define what this person is asking for, and start to build out this concept of, what is this job? And what we do and what we focus on is this concept of context, right? And how to carry context over rather than just plugging into ChatGPT, hey, do this thing for me, X, and then that session ends, right? And so what we do is we take this company context around Ellie, right? Obviously, we're building this out to who has Ellie hired for recently? Have they hired any other salespeople recently, right? Can we feed that in here? What did that JD look like previously? So let's tailor that JD to look exactly like what they already did, because that's the template that they want to use. And so you'll see Ellie just built out this basic SDR JD, what you'll bring, 1 to 3 years of experience. Nice to have experience in SaaS or tech sales. That's just because that's the tool that we use, or that's the space that we're in. Why join Ellie? Basic stuff. You'll see here that we didn't have a salary or OTE built into here. So Ellie, we can actually prompt it to do that with some suggested actions here, or we can say add in mid-range comp base and aggressive uncapped OTE, right? And Ellie will actually go out and do market research on what is the mid-range base for a New York City SDR, and we'll start to build that in as well, right? So you can see here, an NYC SDR base salary mid-range 1 to 3 years is around 55 to 70 grand. And so we did mid-range, so 65 grand was what was put in there, right? And then with uncapped OTE, super aggressive, that basically doubled. It's basically a 55-45 split on compensation there as well. Everything else in the JD was left normal, except for down here, aggressive earning potential too, right? So it's this dynamic building. And I'm not going to pretend that this is some crazy, jump or leap or, take off from a ChatGPT. But what it is it's core to your immediate experience, right? So you're not jumping between different tools. It has context of what you've already done in here as well. So let's say you closed an SDR 2 months ago. What was that comp that you landed on there, right? That can be fed back into here as well, so that that you're building on top of what you've already done. But for the sake of moving on from the JD, what we want to do is then go into the interview pipeline setup, right? And this is something that we always got these visceral reactions from recruiters, especially in-house recruiters, was defining what the process was going to be for a job, right? What are the stages that we're going to go through? How do I define the interview plan, the scorecards, what questions to ask, et cetera? And Ellie now builds all of that out for you, right? So we have a couple base categories of, leads, application review, AI screen, but then we also start to define what do you do after that, super high level, top of funnel stuff, hiring manager interview, sales aptitude and role play, right? Culture and team fit as well. And Ellie's building out the pipeline scorecards right now, defining the interview plans. So when we click into this hiring manager interview, you can see that it's been assigned to me as the hiring manager. The interview plan could be better formatted, but you can see there's a bunch of questions. Walk me through your background. What drew you to a career in sales? How have you used a CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot in a previous role, right? Typical things that a hiring manager would ask that often take the recruiter time and time, 15, 30 minutes to actually define what the hiring manager should ask to ensure consistency. And then taking that interview plan and actually building out the scorecard to complement it, right? Based off of your focus there. Sales motivation and career intentionality, that's pretty aligned with what drew you to a career in sales, right? And then resilience and rejection tolerance. Everybody that's hired SDRs and done sales before know that's important, right? So building a lot of these out, and you can tweak this, right? Let's say we get rid of coachability and self-awareness. I would never do that. I think coachability is number one trait for anybody that you're going to hire, but you can edit it within here and click save changes too. I could also build out a new stage, and we do application review. I'll get into this in a second, and AI screens automatically built out. So that's just raw efficiency and context carry from what you're doing within one system versus hopping between different systems and having to plug in and just spend manual time on things that are pretty templatized, right? They're pretty predictable on how you're going to do it if you've already done it before, or if you want to tell Ellie how to do it. So let's say the pipeline looks solid, and let's move to next steps. And so what we'll do from here is Ellie will tell us, do we want to kick off a search or do we want to post the job? And our search, I'll be candid, is still in beta. We have a sourcing tool where Ellie will actually take your JD and we'll start sourcing candidates via the internet. So right now, Ellie's actually building out, hey, what are some of these tools in here? It's super narrow right now, trying to be like super targeted. And Ellie builds out some results right here. We have Taylor Robbins. I'm not going to pull up their LinkedIn because I don't know Taylor. And you have a bunch of other results that will show up here. And I can click to add them to the role, to this job, to our pipeline. And so when we actually go to our pipeline, what we can see is that Taylor's in there right away, right? So some of these things that can just take hours to set up, just to get off from 0 to 1, that's where we're focused on, just allowing you as a recruiter to stay, within this single product, not jump between the thousands of tabs you have open. I'm sure, Preston, if we shared your screen, I'd see 1,000 tabs on the top of your Google Chrome, but all of this within one core platform and the context being shared across it, right? If you just open that role in Ashby or Greenhouse, you then need to go to LinkedIn to start sourcing, right? Maybe you can carry some Booleans over, et cetera, but chances are a lot of that is going to be starting from scratch again and building that out and starting to build that out too. So our goal is to try to have all of those grouped into one.
It's a very smooth, just frictionless, continuous journey, right?
Mm,
And a lot of these things, like even salary, aside from levels.fy or using LLMs,
mm.
historically, a lot of that has just kind of been the teams just kind of winging it, or maybe
Yep.
making decisions based off of outdated data. So being able to get that seamlessly, I think that's really, really cool. The fact that it was able to kind of come up with the job rec, it seems like it has all the main attributes and elements. We're talking every single step, it's saving minutes here. And while one step alone might not be significant, you combine all that together, you extrapolate it over a week or a month, you're talking about significant time and mindset savings and mental savings,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. A
So,
hundred
so
percent.
I think that's really cool. And then also the whole interview thing too, a lot of that companies just don't know, or maybe they just listen to the founder or they listen to their
Yeah.
VCs or mentors. But certain types of roles would actually need specific or more unique pipelines. You can't just have the same pipeline or same stages for every single role out there, technical, non-technical. So
Exactly.
it's very, very cool to see Ellie being able to do that too. So any step where a recruiter has to think or has to do extra research
Yep.
or has to use another tool, I can see how you're just like eliminating all of that.
Exactly. Exactly. And look, I think to your point, a lot of these things are meant to drive those small efficiencies, right? And they compound over time, though, right? In that context that gets created from one role to the next, from one meeting to the next meeting, right? Like it really starts to build this snowball effect of the value that Ellie's creating, right? And so a lot of the way that we're building this product is about how can we tie this 30-second saving into the next 15-second saving, right? And into the next meeting, right? And having that data from that conversation, how can we feed that into the next conversation that somebody is having going from recruiter screen to hiring manager interview, right? But so I posted this job. You can see Ellie filled out all this information for us, basic details information, and we posted a job. And so I'm going to go in and take us to our job board. There's our SDR role. I'm not sure which one it is, 65 to 120. This is us, right? So I can go in and view the job, run through this from a candidate's perspective, and I can go through the application. I am going to pull up a SDR JD that I have built out. I'm not sure if this is a good one or not, but I have Claude produce a bunch of random ones for me, and we'll see if Jasmine is a good one. Let me actually click this. Your Jasmine Foster. And we're just submitting the application, right? This is nothing crazy. This is a job board. You can brand it however you want, same as anything else. It can be part of your careers page. And then I can go back to view more jobs as a candidate perspective. Maybe I want to apply to the biz ops associate role too. Then we go back to our pipeline here, right? And I'll do a quick refresh on this. And what we'll see is that Jasmine will pop up in here, right? And we have basic info about Jasmine, right? Working event sales coordinator at the Standard, front desk manager at the William Vale Hotel. So we just took that resume, cleaned it up into something super visible, readable. We also took the email that I put in as jasmine@email.com, and we actually reviewed the resume and saw, hey, there's another email on there. Let's build that out so that we know what we have, even if they were conflicting. Same thing with phone number as well. If we had that in the application, that would show up there. I should remind everyone, this is a fake candidate, so none of what I'm showing you is real contact info. Within here, we can also see a scorecard. And the scorecard goes against their resume and any additional info that they did to apply. And Ellie will actually rank them based off of their fit against that role, right? And I'm sort of doing this in reverse, where we can see Jasmine's experiences primarily inbound and reactive, managing inbound event queries at the Standard Hotel and guest interactions at the William Vale, measurable impact, et cetera. And, Jasmine got a 3.0, pretty solid on here. Ellie can sometimes be a little strict on her grading. But what I'm doing now is I'm going back to this pipeline, and I want to show you how that's set up on the back end, right? So we have this basic application, and then we have in this application review additional review context, right? So what are things that candidates must have, right? 1 to 3 years of experience, written and verbal communication skills, strong signals, right? So things that aren't must-haves, right? Into red flags, right? What are we trying to avoid, right? What are these things that we're trying to read between the lines on? And can Ellie help accelerate that in this application review stage, right? We're not automating people from one stage to the next. What we're trying to do is accelerate, Preston, where you're spending time looking at resumes and candidates to review, right? If you're getting 1,000 applications and a great application is sitting at, 740, chances are you're not getting to that application, right? So we just try to help stack rank and prioritize who you're going to talk to. And so you can tweak the scorecard. If we said, their entry level CRM familiarity is not that big of a deal, location fit, we're flexible and in person or remote, I can get rid of that and I can save it. And I could go back to Jasmine and see that my questions and scorecard has changed, and I could refresh that scorecard as well. So that's just one piece of the pipeline piece. And then the next is this AI screen. And this is what we talked about, the AI interviewer piece of what we've built. And for this, Ellie automatically created this in the pipeline. If you wanted to get rid of this stage, you could just go in and hide it. Oh, that was the wrong one, AI screen. Or you could go in and actually delete this stage as well. But for the sake of this, let's keep this live. And we can see Ellie automatically built out these questions, right? To kick things off, can you walk us through your background and what's drawing you to an SDR role at Ellie specifically, right? Walk me through how you typically approach building a prospecting list from scratch. What does your outbound process look like day to day, right? And have you used a CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot? The reason I highlight question 4 here is that that's a yes or no question, right? And Preston, if you ask somebody, have you used a CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot before, and you said yes, that's an affirmative, but that's not a real answer, right? You would want to ask, like, which have you used? Walk me through an experience. What job was it at, right? Elly is specifically designed to be able to go 1 or 2 levels deeper, right? In the way that she asks questions, right? So while an affirmative might be read as an affirmative, what Elly will actually do is say, hey, this candidate said that they've had experience, but they weren't able to provide concrete details on that, right? So it doesn't just get an automatic 4 out of 4 on that category. It would actually be the quality and depth of answer is evaluated in there as well. And I don't think we'll be able to actually hear this, unfortunately, over the screen share. But Preston, what I'll do is I'll send this over to you so we can add this in the link in the comments or in the description if anybody wants to test it out, is an SDR interview. And this is the experience, right? So Nick Mahaney, nick@elly.ai. If anybody wants to reach out, that's my email. And you can see you have a little preview here. Elly introduces herself as an AI recruiter, right? I think that was something I talked about earlier, was how important that is for us to just be absolutely forthcoming. This is an AI interview, right? This is who you're talking to. And we help all of our clients work that into emails on they reach out, et cetera. And then by starting this AI interview, I consent to having my audio and video, right? So just making it as clear and predictable as possible for every candidate. And then you start this interview, Elly will introduce herself, and then you can actually start having a conversation. Like I said, we won't be able to hear that, and it'll be difficult talking over each other. But so that's the core experience here. When that conversation's over, Elly will do the same thing that we did here on the application review, and we'll go in and fill out a scorecard. Once again, we are not driving from one step to the next, but we are providing feedback and direction for somebody to determine who they want to talk to. Right. And the final thing I'll talk on at risk of droning on and everybody's disinterested now is these are the automation stages that I've talked about, right? I haven't talked about the human to human stuff because what these do is these enable the human to human focus, right? And talking to the right candidates. And these help qualify who you want to talk to, who was able to go from application review to an automated email to filling out to completing the AI screen. Right. And so what we'll do, though, what I'll show you is when Jasmine comes over to this hiring manager stage, my email is tied to this, right? nick+demo@elly.ai. And if I meet with Jasmine, and whether that's over the phone by calling this number or by doing a video conference with Jasmine's email on there and my email on there, Elly will join as a note taker. We'll record and transcribe that conversation. And then Elly will actually go in and autofill the notes portion of this meeting. And what Elly won't do is rank the candidate 1 through 4, right? That's a human feedback piece, right? Like I want Nick to have an opinion on Jasmine, right? But what I do want to avoid is Nick having unsubstantiated opinion, right? And as a recruiter, I want to understand what happened on that call, right? What was the data from that transcript that came into here on sales motivation, career intentionality, outbound prospecting process and structure, right? There's a lot of tangible, objective data from that conversation that should go in here so that Nick can come in and provide his feedback with valuable insight and data. And that meeting would also show up here, and I could click in to then view that meeting, view the notes, view the summary, actually replay the recording of that meeting as well. I'll see if we have one in here. I think I just started that, so there won't be any notes. But so we would be able to see the transcript and video here and summary and notes in here as well. I'll see if I can pull one up without, I'm a little nervous on pulling somebody's interview data up here. I think this was a test call that I uploaded interview to. So you can see there's notes in here, summaries, and then the transcript and recording. You can actually ask Elly questions about the call too, and she'll give you feedback to refresh your memory and stuff like that as well. So we just ran through a lot. That's sort of the goal, is Elly can touch a lot of things, or you can use it as a full stack platform as well.